Alright, going live now.
Wow.
Hello, stream.
Hello, stream.
Spencer is here as well.
I am also here.
So, today, what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be drawing some D&D art. Because I feel like doing a D&D stories video, but I don't feel like animated anymore. So I'll just do a time-lapse and describe the story that way. Seems like a good idea. Seems like a wonderful idea. Hello, Courtney.
Sup?
Let's get started. So, I've done a little bit of a different setup. Let me check. So the thing about this setup is, as I draw, you won't actually see me drawing the line, it'll just kind of appear like this. Because this is a duplication of my canvas. So, I actually have a copy of my canvas on my tablet, and then this is on my other screen, and I'm recording that screen. So, this means like if I'm zooming in a lot and getting really close, you won't actually see me zooming in, so it could be less motion sick. Anyway.
Interesting.
Yeah, otherwise, another chill, average stream. How have you two been today?
I've been. Go ahead, Courtney.
I just said fine.
I've been okay.
I did some work and now I'm laying in bed eating a giant Reese's cup.
That sounds wonderful.
I deserve it.
I'm enjoying a 3-day weekend.
Nice.
Selection.
After which I will be going back to a milestone at work, which will be... yay.
Teo-chan asks, what zodiac sign are you?
I'm a Virgo. Most people are Virgos.
I think I'm Pisces, actually.
I'm an Aries. But I don't act like one.
You are soft and squishy.
I'm soft and squishy except when it comes to my friends, because when somebody hurts my friends, that's when I get very angry. I'm just like, oh, they hurt your feelings? They did what? You want me to cut them for you? And then, in reality, I'm very afraid of conflict. I think I actually know more Pisces than Virgos.
What's y'all's favorite song? Bad Apple.
That was fast.
Yeah. I don't need to think about it. I have like 8 covers of Bad Apple in my anime playlist.
A good way to figure out your favorite song is, what is a song that you, no matter what mood you're in, you will drop everything to listen to it. Mine is The Fountain by Pendulum.
I don't know, and that makes me feel bad.
I mean, not many people, like, can figure out what their favorite song is because there's so much media. So we talked about Western zodiacs. What about Chinese zodiac?
Ugh, God, I cannot remember.
Okay, Nurse, we need to perform an immediate jazzer section.
Dragon!
Rooster!
Oh, this is hard.
I think I'm the
His kidneys
sheep.
aren't funky enough.
The ram. Whatever it is.
The more manly one, that one.
Well, I can never remember, like, if... Because they're the same thing. It's just I can't remember if they call it the ram or if they call it...
Check it out.
I think they call it the ram. But then again, they also call Aries the ram.
What's my jam?
I would say you're more ram than sheep.
What does that accomplish, huh?
You're a sheeple.
At the party tonight. Playing goddamn checkers. What's my jam? What's my move jam? And what does that accomplish? Nothing. Come on, baby. Give me lovin', come on. Gather round the corner, half a mile from here. See that long train run, and I want you to disappear. Down left, dear left, where we're jumping now. It's fucking checkers. What you think about the situation? Damn. What you think about the situation, baby? About the checkers. What you think about the situation? What you think about the situation?
Yeah, fire off more questions and stuff. Why not?
You gonna jump over my head? Come on. If you
It's turning into an AMA, huh?
Always an AM.
I'm gonna touch you where you don't want.
Oh, well, there's that.
Then you can't sue me. You gonna jump over my head? Come on. If you do, you might.
Also, if you want me to make Hero of the Three, pledge to my Patreon.
Don't want. Then you
Hero
can't
the
sue
third.
Hero the third!
You think you could just get content for free? I mean, you
Gotta
can.
eat.
Technically, but, you know.
It's fucking checkers. What you think about the situation?
Wait, you have to eat? I thought you were a robot.
What you think about the situation?
You mean people aren't their images?
What you think about the situation?
What a concept!
What you think about the situation, baby? About the checkers. Boom fucking jams. Boom fucking jams. Boom fucking jams. Boom fucking jams. Love the way you touch my people, yeah. Love the way you touch my poo-poo, yeah. Got a big, huge dick in my mouth tonight. Gonna fuck a dude, gonna fuck a dude. Gonna help my bros get into the base, come on. Sitting in the holes, getting all excited. I'm so horny I can fuck a dude, but I won't.
Do you
'cause I
spell
like
donut
dudes.
as
Gotta pee
D-O-N-U-T or
Gotta poo
D-O-U-G-H-N-U-T?
now.
D-O-N-U-T, and if you spell it otherwise, you are a monster.
Yeah, I gotta agree.
If you spell it the second way, then you're just
If you
pretentious.
spell it the other way, no, you're not pretentious, you're just British.
Like how you
Which
you
is
spell
worse?
color.
No.
Like spelling color with a U.
probably some of your best work.
Thanks.
Terrible anime face syndrome? That sounds awful.
Normally it's not as much of a problem, but when I draw like an orc and stuff, I don't want him to look like a pretty anime.
Why not?
Because he's an old man. Shouldn't look like a prepubescent boy. How'd you come up with some of the characters? Be a little bit more specific. Which characters are you referring to?
You think
Yes.
really hard.
Because I have inspiration sources for every character that I've made.
He has a bard that follows him around all the time. It's actually really hilarious.
Ah, you mean Rev.
Yeah, exactly. He breaks out that operatic anytime he needs some inspiration. And most of the time when he doesn't.
So actually, in another game that I'm in, I was able to finally do a really big reveal for my character, which is great. We have a bard in the party, and the bard basically, long time ago, one of his backstory things was he basically managed to get really drunk after a performance one night. He was a performer at the opera house and was a celebrity. Managed to piss off the opera house owner and also insult one of the nobles who lived in the city, and this noble is supposedly one of the most powerful ones, and it is rumored to basically be part of the mafia, the head of the mafia. So he basically went into hiding after that. Fast forward, my character, he's a sorcerer and a tiefling with a Rakshasa origin. So she basically worked with her brother because she's from a noble household as well. She worked with her brother to basically get the old opera head fired, so that way this guy could make a return to music. And lo and behold, then her brother winds up meeting Leofric, and it's like, oh, it's you. And it turns out this entire time, my character basically was that part of that noble family, and had no idea that any sense. That was hilarious. I should have rehearsed the story before sharing it.
I've heard this story before.
Yeah, because I told you.
One class.
Leo Frick, more like Leo Fuck.
But yeah, basically I was holding off sharing the last name of my character for the longest time because as soon as I did, it would be like, oh shit, this character, are they part of the mafia or something? Hard part is that I'm trying to share elements of the story without like revealing the plot because it's a pre-made module for Pathfinder. So I can't like, I don't want to give the names out. armor. Oh, some other funny story about that game. After we basically had that big reveal and stuff, basically my character managed to get our bard back into the, give them a return performance and stuff, set that up. Then it's revealed that, oh hey, the person who basically helped make this happen happened to be the same person that this bard insulted long ago. Well, so things were a little bit tense, he was a little bit nervous. And then shit happened, and zombies wound up... Turns out that somebody had poisoned a lot of the food, and a lot of the zombies, or a lot of people basically started turning into zombies, and just vomiting, their heads fell off immediately. Creepy stuff. And it turns out everything was under attack. So the party moved into action. Bard managed to hold person on this Harley Quinn style character, which was hilarious because they kept failing their saves. So we basically were able to dunk on them. They had evasion, so they would take 0 damage from if they successfully evaded my fire spells. But they couldn't dodge because they were frozen, so they took full damage anyway. Then the weird thing, or no. They had one other zombie that was basically had magic abilities, and we weren't sure why it did. But it basically cast confusion on me and the bard. So things were going great until that happened, and then suddenly we have our brawler character. They're just going ham and just punching zombies left and right and just killing all of them. They basically become All Might, Mama All Might. Our alchemist, who is a gun chemist, busts into the next room and just starts capping zombies left and right with her gun. So she becomes Doom Guy. And then Leo Frick and Mithera, they're sitting in the corner babbling like idiots and slapping each other in gay baby jail. And so that lasted for 10 rounds. Because confusion, here's the thing about 3.5 and Pathfinder effects. Spell duration and strength is based on your caster level, not based on the spell slot you used and not based on concentration. So concentration is completely different in previous editions. So this means if you cast a confusion spell at 10th level caster, it will last for 10 rounds. And if you fail the first save, you are stuck with it until it ends. Likewise, Hold Person and stuff, you can cast that and then you can keep casting other spells with durations and things like that. But, actually, I'm wondering if there is any other rules we're getting at. I need to double check it, but as far as I can tell, you can cast Hold Person and then you just start firing off other duration debuff spells, and as long as they keep failing their saves on their turn, it'll keep getting extended. It's mean. Elaborate in another way. What do you mean by that, George? Or Jorge. I don't know.
I knew a man whose name was spelled like that and they went by George. So what characters are you drawing?
I'm drawing the Eye of the Ibis characters. So Bulbagoth, Salrella, Thanes. I'm also gonna stick Edgar in there, but I'm gonna do him last because the story that I'm gonna recount before he joined the party. Edgar in the party, he is the young boy who, whenever he crits, he does about like 60 damage all at once and things just explode. So he has caused this to happen twice in the game, and as a result, people who we were assisting became terrified of us.
Hey guys, did you know that in Norway, their military ships have barcodes on them? They use them to Scandinavian.
That's good. That's good. I hate it, but it's good. I'll have to tell that one at work so that I can get the appropriate.
You can get clout.
You can get clout.
Yeah, there's like 3 people who like puns in my office, and everybody else hates them. So, of course, we torture everyone with more puns. It's the best. It's the best.
Also in this party, we have adopted 2 kobolds. They have saved her life on multiple occasions. I think the original plan was basically we just kind of wanted them to like help watch her stuff and things like that. Just kind of travel with us and see the world. But then we started training them, and now they become like active party members. Spencer, question. What instrument does Sharptail use?
Sharptail? I think it's pan flute. Hold on, let me open the her inventory. When I think about it, it would be really hard for a kobold to use a pan flute.
Don't have lips.
No lips. She tries her best, and it's inspiring. Let's see. Lute and flute, and a drum. So one of those. And she doesn't have any instrument on her, so... there's that.
We should know how to craft a... Uses a glockenspiel.
Oh no! It's about to get so amazing!
Just carries it on her back, whips it out, you know, one-man band kind of deal.
Okay. So now I can actually lean into anime face syndrome because Edgar is very much an anime.
Good.
Old Spice body wash can't block over for 16 hours.
It's you. Quiet.
So, you guys, what are some character ideas that you've had that you've wanted to try for D&D or Pathfinder?
That toward the chat?
No, for you guys. For chat as well.
I've already talked about how I want to play a Kenku Bard someday.
The big thing with bards is like trying to figure out how to do a one that isn't like stereotypical. Like, basically trying not to do the horny bard. I still attest that sorcerers are the horny ones, not bards.
My Kenku Bard isn't gonna be horny.
Can't block odor for 16 hours.
He's just a soft, birdie boy.
He's a cover bard.
Yes.
I want to try a wizard at some point, but I don't know what race to use.
Wizards are fun.
Wizards more kind of as any race. They especially get... The ones that give them like a statistical bonus would be elves, gnomes, humans, and there's a few surprisingly hobgoblins. So hobgoblins, socially, they would be like, okay, only magic that helps you in war is ever useful, so only evocation magic. I feel like the idea that you had Courtney for the Aasimar Barbarian make it Valkyrie. Cool idea. One that I also want to do. I want to do a Tiefling Alchemist for Pathfinder, doing an archetype called the Vivisectionist, because they get abilities. It would have to be for an evil campaign, because their abilities are fucking dark. But one of the things that they can do is, when they get to like 7th level, they can use this spell called Anthropomorphic Animal. It does not turn it does not turn a person into a furry. It turns an animal into like a humanoid version of it, but they're like a hulking beast. And you can do this over the course of 2 hours as surgery. So just imagine like you have a ranger in the party, evil ranger, and you take their animal and you fucking mutate it into a monster. That's what the Vivisectionist is like. They don't get access to bombs like other alchemists do, but they also get sneak attack like a rogue does.
That's terrifying.
The thing about sneak attack in Pathfinder is it doesn't require a target next to your ally. It requires you to either flank the target or the target to not have their dexterity bonus, so they have to be flat-footed so you catch them by surprise. You actually have 3 types of AC in Pathfinder. You have your normal AC, your touch AC, which basically ignores your armor bonus. So that's like if stuff just has to hit you. It doesn't matter if it has to penetrate your armor or not. Then you have your flat-footed armor, which is your armor, basically how protected you are when you don't actually try to dodge, absorb the blow. I'd like to try doing like a Vivisectionist who's just like obsessed with like building these monsters that just basically act as bodyguards. And when he gets in trouble, he uses a mutagen to basically like Hulk himself out and just like slashes people with tiefling claws. Tieflings can actually get claw weapons in Pathfinder. Figuring out hand poses. Pain. Wait, am I recording? Fucking forgot to start recording.
Oof.
Start recording now, I guess. At least I was only in the sketch phase. People usually don't.
I said that's because people are stupid.
Well, it's more just like the sketch phase isn't as pleasing to watch. Sometimes it's like I don't like you.
Be right back.
Oh, okay, I'm back.
Welcome back.
What were you saying about the other idea that I had?
Oh, I like the idea of the Asimar Barbarian Valkyrie.
No, yeah.
I actually want to steal that. That would make for... The other idea that I had for a barbarian was actually a just a drunken dwarf who uses a keg as his weapon, or as a maul. Just because like role playing him would be fairly straightforward and fun. It wouldn't be hard to figure out like how to draft his personality.
It would have to be a
He's
steel
demo
keg.
Yeah, I know, it would be a steel keg.
He's Demo Man.
Or Darkwood Cave. Keg.
What makes me a good barbarian?
What makes me a good barbarian? If I were a bad one, I wouldn't be sitting here talking with you, now would I? I'm not gonna try and do the voice for it.
Stop chuckle for two refined.
But you know, he would kind of talk like this. I'd have to practice the voice. Basically, the voice. Torbjorn, ready to work.
Herbert. Herbert the bird.
Herbendergendergen. Oh, something kind of cool. Pathfinder, they are currently working on, or soon it's going to come out, there is a new module called Extinction Curse. And the entire setting for it is the party starts off in a... They all start off in a circus. So you basically get to make a circus employee. And they encourage you to make them as chaotic as you want, though lawful characters are also fine.
Just be a murder clown.
I'm looking forward. Hopefully gonna play Extinction Curse. Pathfinder 2, I just don't know what class I want to do. Oh, also, one friend is setting up a Pathfinder 2 game. Just like a short one-shot, like a single 1 or 2 session game. And, it's basically takes place in a tavern, and the entire shtick is everybody kind of needs to be, like, associated with the tavern somehow, like, as an employee or something. So, I'm probably going to be making a cleric, and his name is going to be Orden Ramsey. He's an angry dwarf who gets really upset when people fuck up cooking.
Why go dwarf when you can go orc?
Can't go orc in Pathfinder 2 yet.
Oh.
You can do half orc. But Pathfinder 2 orcs I don't think are out. They are coming in the next advanced player's guide.
Nice.
It's not against orcs.
The thing about orcs in Pathfinder 1, you know how they get a -1 to int? In Pathfinder 2, they get a -4 to, or they get a -2 to int, -2 to charisma, and -2 to wisdom. You get 4 plus 4 to strength. Also, if you guys start ERPing or just RPing in chat, Neox, please put them in timeout. Sleepy, you are going in timeout. Thanks, Prez.
Hey Zed, I can't stay but I hope the stream and your weekend is going well.
Drawing game off today. No, I'm gonna just say fuck it and give her a weapon other than a crossbow. I do not feel like drawing a crossbow today. Somebody sleepy?
A little bit. You guys ever have a problem on Twitter where, like, some posts on your timeline look like they're wiggling very quickly?
Yes, is a text issue.
It's happening right now, and it's happened to me a bunch of times, and it makes me feel like my eyes are just, like, going. And then I look at other posts, and I'm like, wait, this one isn't wiggling.
So chat, what about you guys? Any D&D or Pathfinder characters you wanted to try? Even if they're not like standard options. Some is not a standard option in D&D. It might be a standard in other system. Right, I almost failed because of Right, the reason why you went to timeout was because you kept violating the rules. Not violate the rules. They are in the description. RPing, especially ERPing, is not allowed. The minimum age on YouTube is 13, and if you are acting below that, I'm going to assume that you are a baby, and that you shouldn't even be on YouTube, let alone my channel. The problem is, right, this isn't something you should have had to learn. This should have been something that you just know. It's like a very common sense thing.
Let's go on an adventure.
One problem with EX is that I think oftentimes the people who do violate the rules are said impressionable what. Can't prove it, but we do know that a lot of people who are too young to be on YouTube do use YouTube.
Hence why we have laws like COPPA, which are creating problems for everyone.
To be fair, YouTube has not handled COPPA well at all. They've kind of fucked it up. Like, and it's in their best interest to basically make COPPA seem a lot worse than it is. But frustrating.
Everyone's shit.
The thing with COPPA is, like, I have a feeling YouTube kind of told the FTC that creators had a lot more responsibility, or tried to persuade them as a compromise. There are some cases of individuals who have been exploiting YouTube and stuff like that and have been actually collecting kids' data through third-party services, like getting kids to sign up using their address and stuff. That's caused problems, as it should. But that is not indicative of all of YouTube. And in fact, I don't think any YouTuber is going to come under fire that's hasn't been doing it. Even if their vids are popular with kids, as long as they're not, like, intentionally advertising to kids. YouTube was going around bragging about how many kids they had on their platforms. Dumbasses. Oh, YouTube.
I mean, the proof is in the pudding. Considering that one of the biggest children's channels on YouTube has a brand deal with fucking Walmart?
Not only that, they aren't just one of the biggest children's channels. They are the most watched channel on YouTube, period.
Mm-hmm.
Like, third.
I'm just afraid of how that child is gonna grow up.
Yeah, you know he's gonna be totally fucked up.
Yeah.
I tried telling my mom about channel and stuff, and she's like, "Oh, well, good for the parents. They know how to monetize this." And it's like, are you serious? Oh.
Yes, exposing your child to a life of monetizing their own existence from the fucking fetus. That's sound.
Her excuse is, oh, like, her reasoning is, oh, the kid loves it. He gets to play with toys all day and stuff like that. It's like, not realize that there are psychologies on this?
I mean, look at every child star in Hollywood.
Right, coincidentally. Do I need to make a rule about complaining about the rules? Like, literally the big rule is don't be annoying. Don't be an asshole. You're doing both of those things right now.
Oh no, Ryan isn't racking in millions. His parents are.
So Ryan isn't old enough to accept the money.
This is like Gary Coleman all over again. Gary Coleman from TV Different Strokes. I made a lot of money that got stolen by my folks.
Fluffy collar. Every druid outfit needs a fluffy collar.
Ain't that the truth?
DMing is tough work.
Yes, yes it is.
One of my friends actually, he's in a D&D game. Complete homebrew world. Like, with like a complete custom set of races. Like, the only thing that's left behind are the core rules and a lot of the basic class progressions and spells. But like every single race, even like the vanilla races, are completely homebrew. Like, they don't have tieflings, but you can actually play as an actual demon. But demons aren't like chaotic and stuff in this world. They are like they're more like a traditional, what you'd expect for like a demon fantasy.
We all know that tieflings are just diet demons.
Diet devils, actually. Alright, Riot, if you say I hate you, I'm gonna just do this. Bye, Riot. Congrats, you got banned from the channel. Tired of dealing with your shit. Clearly not old enough to be watching these streams. You come back in a few years when you're old enough to actually use YouTube. Demons in D&D are always chaotic evil. The difference between a demon and a devil is demons have no sense of order, whereas devils basically were corrupted angels a long, long time ago. And yes, Hisako, I got rid of Riot because he was being obnoxious and I'm tired of dealing with him. Every single stream that he comes into, he is basically acting like a petulant little child. yeah, he basically got banned because he was bitching about breaking the rules and getting in trouble for it. So yeah, don't be annoying. It's not that hard.
Oh, shit.
Like,
Yeah.
just act like a normal human being instead of being aggressively obnoxious like he was.
Talk shit, get hit.
Hey, Hisako, you probably were going to be next, by the way. Because your behavior also was kind of getting borderline rule breaking as well. Neutral evil fiends usually are the what are they called? I think they're called Yugoloths, unless it's a specific type of them. But they are basically a neutral evil that kind of plays both sides in the war for the abyss. Hells. And yeah, I gotta agree, John, because that exact problem, or allowing that, has basically resulted in the COPPA violations in the. It's like, I completely support the notion of, hey, YouTube needs to enforce not allowing like small minors on the site.
And it's incredibly obvious that YouTube Kids isn't even a viable option because stuff slips into YouTube Kids all the time. Stuff that shouldn't be seen by children.
Yeah, there's a lot of porn on YouTube Kids. A lot of -8 animation.
Don't hug me, I'm scared.
Which, some of those, it's literally just creator is active, but they never bothered to check their settings, change it. But like others, it's like, oh, it's an abandoned or throwaway account, it doesn't matter. Thank you, Nix. ASMR aren't angels is the thing. They were... The thing with ASMR is they have an outsider background similar to tieflings, but it is it's a celestial rather than a diabolic. And COPPA does affect people outside the United States, yes. Shouldn't, but it does.
the other one. The other one is another heart.
You have 4.5 hearts. Let's see how many you have at the end, cause you didn't use a
3.5, maybe 2.5, maybe only 2.
You have 4.5 hearts. Let's see how many you have at the end, cause you didn't use a You didn't see my heart breaking.
Hearts on fire, strong desire. They have a
How to make Dragonborns better. Some of the things that I think are good are like just giving Dragonborns like the tough hide feat that they can get from Xanathar's Guide, or giving them the Dragon Claws feat. Other options are like custom racial feats that like let them use their breath weapon as a bonus action. Yeah, things like that. This is the drawing.
I just realized I haven't published new music since August of last year.
Oof. Whoops.
Time to get back in the groove, I guess. You know, I kind of wonder, how long would a D&D character last with the con modifier of -3?
Depends on what kind of class they are.
Not very long.
Also depends on like how often they take attacks though. Because like if you play it really, really safe, you can go. You're really, really cautious. You can go without like ever taking an attack. Like I could actually imagine a divination wizard like that, where because divination, they basically get to roll 2 dice, and twice a day, they get to replace any roll they see with one of those dice. So as a result, if you roll 2 really shit rolls, the first 2 times you get attacked, you just use one of those rolls. Or if you get a really good roll for like a dex save, it's like, oh shit, I'm gonna fail this dex save. I'll just replace it with this one. You can basically manipulate fate that way.
I'm just thinking of it from the standpoint of like a politician character who tries to solve things through nonviolence.
Oh, another character that I also really want be for an Oriental themed game. And the basic premise for him would he be a half-orc samurai. It's kind of a generic setup. Like, father was an orc warlord, conquered a lot of places, fathered a kid, was killed by an assassin, mother ran into hiding. Later on, their village was attacked, and he basically took up the sword to try and reclaim to get revenge. But the big twist with him would be one of the other party members. When his village was under attack, one of the other party members' groups came by and was able to stop the attack in the process, not before they had done a lot of damage, however. And so what he did is he basically swears fealty to this other player. And so as long as basically he pledges a service to this other player, will do whatever the player says. And like if the player says jump, he's like, how high? If they say kill himself, he asks, which sword would you like me to use? The exception would be like if he's able to figure out that, hey, said party member or said master is currently being mind controlled or something, that he would act reasonably. I think it'd be a really cool concept for like a shared one player
Bushido orc.
shared backstory and like kind of put your fate in another player's hand.
I can see that being either really awesome or really bad.
It completely depends on who who you wind up trusting. I actually just really wanted to do it. The idea of it's really characters that have siblings or family. But they were right. Elkite armor. Tell you what. Yeah, Oni are their own thing. In Pathfinder, you actually can make a tiefling that is a Oni parent, or an Oni. That's the closest you can get to actually playing an Oni, but the thing about Onis is that they are very, very strong, so they're very hard to make into a class without, like, dumbing them down a lot. But if you want to do like a half-orc samurai or an orc samurai, you could totally do an Oni theme, like give them an Oni mask. That'd be perfect. Maybe you made a pact with like an Oni as well. Yes, everybody wants Part 3 Hero. Please stop asking about it.
Yo, mother.
I will do it when I have the finances to. If you want me to have the finances to do so, get people to pledge to my Patreon. Pledge yourself. honestly, like, I've kind of debated doing like a Kickstarter. I think I've mentioned this before for Hero 3, but worried about running into the situation that always happens with merch, where it's like, hey, would you buy this shirt? Everybody votes yes. You put the shirt up, you get 0 sales on the shirt. People are basically for an idea until the chips are down. They back off when the chips are down because they like the idea of something, but they don't like actually spending money on it or providing financial support. Alright, Khalil, you are going to time out. Don't put them in. Time them out first. If they do it again, that's when they get banned.
People are being like extra annoying today.
Yeah, I mean, I get this issue a lot in my streams where basically like, I don't know what causes it. It's obnoxious. Like, I'm not even drawing anything really like fan servicey either. I could understand maybe if there was like if I was drawing something fan servicey and stuff, that would maybe explain like why people are kind of acting like fools. But I'm not even doing that today. The problem is, Neox, is that banning, it's not something that I want to do like immediately, because it winds up banning them across my entire channel, is the thing. It doesn't just ban them from chat. You can still check out the channel, you just can't. And you can still subscribe, but you can't interact at all anywhere else on the channel. Spencer, you know one thing that we keep forgetting for Blue?
What's that?
You have a Vorpal Maul.
No, he has a Vicious Maul. Not Vorpal. Vicious.
What's Vicious do again?
It's like Diet Vorpal.
Oh, yeah, add 1d6.
It adds like, yeah, 1d6 instead of 3d6 and doesn't instantly behead things on a crit. But the effect only takes place on a crit.
Still, it is a magic weapon at least.
Yep. It's the reason why I gave it to him, because he needs them these days. Alright, I got a piece.
Necrodancer's soundtrack is great. The problem I have with it is that it comes up in my playlist abnormally a lot. So I kind of have gotten a little bit tired of the playlist because I've heard it so many times.
Together, it was ABC. We thought we'd be forever. Then we went 1, 2, 3. We took on all enemies, even ones we couldn't see. And we both sighed even when we found it hard to breathe. Now it's our time to shine. Bring out the bright lights. Yeah, we're both feeling fine. Bring on the big fights. I'm about to lose control, so slap me in the face. I know that where you'll go, you'll never be replaced. We'll just keep rising higher than ever before. Cause there ain't another man on this planet who can break through the heavens to beat your high score. Yeah, we're so damn sore about the way that you left. We fought to the bitter and until left for left, close in two. Cause we'll never forget you. There ain't nobody else who can do what you do. I ain't about to take player two. Can't be half the man that you are and I just don't have a clue. Got us all feeling blue. You left too many messages, they're all damn true. I guess it's time to start anew. Still a part of you, still apart from you, still part of the crew. Still the best that's ever been and the best that man can ever do. So stop the hurting, cause I can't take no more. We left the atmosphere while you're left on the floor. We broke barriers and areas, barriers to the room, there's never nothing intelligence. I come here, let me take all the messages. Didn't you know that I've been all team savages? The impossible, see the invisible. Roll, fight the power. Touch the untouchable, break the unbreakable. Roll, fight the power. What you gonna do is what you wanna do. Just break the rules and you see the truth. This is the theme of the G coming through, baby. Roll, fight the power.
Honestly, like, when it comes to fan service, some things that really annoy me is when a fan service thing winds up happening and everything has to stop to acknowledge it. Like, it feels like it's just unnecessary padding at that point. Like, if you want to do fan service well, don't draw huge amounts of attention to it, just have it be there. Kill la Kill's a great example of how to do that. Oddly enough, Monster Musume is actually... That's a very, very horny... Yeah, that is also a really good. Just because something is sexual in nature doesn't mean that it's automatically fan service, because like that kind of means that you can't really show stuff that's like you can't show like moments of like sexual development or stuff on a character as a fan service.
Upside down. Upside down.
Or like if a character is going through a very like disturbing scene, something. Like just because it might involve nudity or whatnot. Like say for instance a character is feeling like something horrible about their body or something. They're dealing with like dysphoria. Well, because it might involve nudity, suddenly it's now fan service, even though it's about a mature topic. And it's not meant to like titillate you. The entire point of fan service is that it's meant to be pointless. These knuckles look ugly.
Upside down. Upside down. Upside down. Upside down.
Oh yeah, that's also a good point. Fan service also includes non-sexual stuff as well. Like causing a character who supposedly was dead come back to life. Not conducive.
Or when a ship you like just spends time together doing nothing sexual at all and being cute.
Yes.
That's fan service.
No way shit fan service. Which, honestly, not to send the wrong idea. I actually think fan service is fine, depending on how it's. If it's not distracting, and it's like actually serving a, and it's like basically if it doesn't slow down the story itself, I think it's fine.
I think Konosuba handles fan service pretty well.
Yeah, it does. Because the fan service is used, it's used in a constructive way because it's used as a joke. Whereas something like, that again. Bad example. Oh, great example of bad fan service. Fucking Dragon Maid, episode 5. Where you have basically Anna and that one human girl who basically are just crawling all over one another, and the camera just loves to give you these close-ups of 5-year-old butts and thighs and things like that, and it's really fucking disturbing, and the only reason it serves is to satiate that kind of interest, and that is not cool. I did not like it, and I stopped watching after that.
Called the police.
The police!
I'm going to call the police.
Yeah, Lukoa also is a bad example. Like, the problem with the fan service in Dragon Maid is it's always meant to just call your attention to something that's kind of uncomfortable. And it's like so excessive. Like, if it was done like just a little bit, I could just ignore it. But instead, Lukoa's entire fucking character arc, aside, like originally when she first shows up, it's like, oh, she has really fucking big tits. Cool. I can live with that. But no, her entire purpose is, hey, she's going to sexually harass this 11-year-old. Cool. No.
Let's not.
And like, yeah, it's fiction, but I don't want to see fictional stories involving that. It's not a really controversial request, I don't think.
I didn't sign up for this.
I just wanted to enjoy a cute anime about Dragon Girl. Sort of like a similar scenario stuff. If you're watching like a random like it's like you're watching a random romantic comedy and then randomly there's a gore scene in it.
Or, you know, like, if you're watching Sword Art Online and it gets to that one, like, really rapey scene.
Yep. Other news, look at my son. This is Snapjaw. He is a druid that Bulbagoth and I have raised into the form of druidism. Even training him in what's it called? Trained him in what's it called? Language of the Druids. Druidic. Wow. Bad at this.
He's a druid.
He's a druid, specifically Circle of the Shepherd, because he likes puppies.
Aww.
And he can become a puppy. You can imagine how much his mind was blown when he realized this.
That reasoning is so valid, though.
He is a soft boy. He also managed to kill a stone golem, or deal the killing blow on it. Pretty cool. But I basically enchanted his club with Shillelagh, so that way it would do magic damage. Then I was using Gust of Wind to basically slow the golem, so that way we could get some spacing on it. He's looking at it, he sees how cracked it is, and he just jumps into the wind vortex that I'm using, flies at it, bonks it on the head, and it shatters. We literally had like 2 HP left on the golem to kill it. And
Face the date.
he was able to figure this out from the visual clues. And also because, Spencer's controlling him. So he's able to see. But it was okay. He deserved it. I'm not going to put legs on the character because I'm not going to put legs. Then there is Sharptail, who is the bard that is trained in Cell's teachings. So she is a bard herself. Very mischievous. Really good with a bow. Like, she will get hits when none of us are. Kind of funny. Part of it's just luck.
I don't think tsundere girls are a problem in anime.
Tsundere girls are a problem in anime fans. Because they internalize the stuff and they're like, oh yeah, I'm a tsundere. I'm using it to act like an asshole to you. It's the same thing like there's a good example I've seen of something like that.
Well, the problem is, like, nobody actually knows how to write tsundere girls properly. I've only seen a few, like, decently written tsunderes. Usually when someone tries to write a tsundere, they just come off as a really creepy asshole. Like, even probably the most well-known tsundere, Haruhi Suzumiya, toes that line very often.
I think the most well-known one is actually from Evangelion, because that's the one that everybody always mentions. Right?
Mm.
I've never seen Evangelion. Or do I really care to?
Personally, when I think of tsunderes, I think of Haruhi Suzumiya, and I think of Taiga from
Toradora.
yeah, Toradora. I haven't watched Toradora. I kind of want to, but I know of Taiga.
According to Nyanners, Toradora's the best show ever made. As a Christmas waifu, if I mentioned her boobs, talking real on Jailburu, they'd be tagged as huge press.
Sucking on mistletoe.
Sniffing her
Watching
muscle.
some Naruto.
In my watching anime, comfy and unbathed. Toradora's the best show ever made. Anime mommy, far as the eyes, singing pedal, alone with my
D&D.
I've only known Snapjaw for about 4 months, but if anything happened to him, I would kill everyone in this room and then myself. Gotta give him light eyelash. Kind of the anime. Very anime. Very innocent. Sign of low intelligence, which surprisingly he does not have. He is actually very intelligent. It's kind of weird. Edgar is a very high charisma character. He's very good intelligence. Most people dump intelligence. Edgar's player did not. However, Edgar is really bad in social situations because he's very idealistic, so he's way too trusting of people oftentimes. Because he's not very worldly, he manages to kind of earn a little bit of ire from certain officials. So he's starting to get more worldly, been able to show that he is more... he has honor. The only lawful good character in the party. Everyone else is some kind of neutral. Welcome back. I'm drawing the anime pretty boy.
Good.
Only rolling stars.
Mhm.
Kind of funny because the rest of the Katamari OST is not like this. Anybody been playing Monster Hunter? Is Iceborne now out on PC? Because I have. I've actually been debating streaming it, because maybe okay. Oh no. People usually don't show up at game stream. Tried doing Twitch stuff for a while. Didn't pan out. Yeah. Gang's all here. Fuck yeah. Clowns. Those. God, Snapjo's butt is missing. Purpill's butt is missing. Okay, now I got it right. Bulbagot. Alright, I hope you guys are ready for this. I'm about to show you something that's gonna upset you all. Bulbagot's original ref. Very green. boy. Chunky boy. That chunky one. Except the right. I was using the wrong reference fill. Explains what thinking. Oh yes, leather armor. More like, how many different shades of brown can we use? Lord. They say, elves are beautiful, refined creatures who are conscious of the environment perfect in every way. And they're so clean, and then Sans is here smelling like ass.
あなたはずっと先を見て私をここに置いたまま幻想を桜舞う季節この地でずっとあなた待つ口づけ交わしていた日もいつかは思い出に変わる触れ合うことさえもできず思いは儚く散ってくあなたに手が届くのかな私はそれだけを信じ夜桜私を包んで伸ばした手が届くようにいつも夢見てたもう一度触れ合う桜舞い散る夜に今は求めるのあなた待ち続け乱れ咲く季節心隠して抱きしめるあなたのぬくもりを桜の下で感じても切なくて
A little bit plain to have it.
流した時を消しきれないのもう一度この幻想の地の中で夢の続きを見る桜舞うこの景色の向こうにきっとあなたはいる伸ばした手につかぬ想い届かずそうわかっててもぬくもり絡み合う姿忘れぬ残された記憶あなた探してたもう一度出会える桜
Old open shirt, titties out treatment.
今も求めるのそれは完璧な乱れ咲く桜心揺らす抱きしめてただ抱きしめていて心が壊れないように切なくて寂しくてあなたを求めて
see how everything looks together. That's the party. Heck yeah!
Waiting for it to show up on Steam. There they are.
There's a spark in your eye and a grin on your lips. She's a demon and I can't resist her on a night like this. Say that you're fine, but I know that you're a wreck. There's a chill up my spine.
Ooh, that's a good question. You could bring back one extinct species, but another one has to go in its place. What do you choose?
Get rid of mosquitoes.
Obviously.
Bringing back a... Probably need to look into it and do some... But, I would want to bring one back that actually has a positive... I'm gonna be fucking with it. It would also probably be good to kind of bring something back that could fill in the niche, the one that's removed. A good thing.
Why would you fill in the niche of what mosquitoes?
Well, the thing is, mosquitoes also operate as food for fish and frogs and things like that, and that's really it's not something that they need to do exclusively. So all it would basically replace, okay, whatever you. That's assuming that it would actually match very well. Also, I just realized fucking everybody in our party has yellow eyes.
Yellow Eyes Club. But if you could bring back a species that, and it wouldn't affect the ecosystem at all, in a magical world where that wouldn't happen, what would you choose?
Recording. Save that, because now it's done. Would probably want to bring back some kind of dinosaur.
Just because it'd be cool.
I mean, it'd be great to do some research on them, well, because I mean, there's so much we could learn about, like, just biology and stuff like that, and like, so many facts about that era. We're able to like bring just one of them.
Even just bring back a lame one.
to shimmy. He's a shimmying fool. He's a shimmying simian.
Shaking that ass, shaking that.
Oh, boy, he likes to shimmy. He's a shimmying fool. He's a shimmying simian.
Here we go!
Boy, he likes to
Happy with how this piece came out. And the recording process that I did should get very interesting to get back, because it will look like I'm not zooming in and rotating around sporadically, because I was doing that. You guys just didn't see it because I had it set up in Uni. Also, let's not bring back the giant millipedes. Do not like. Do not like.
I'm just looking at lists of extinct species. You could probably bring back an animal that was poached to death and nothing would be affected by it in its ecosystem.
That would be good.
You know, like rhinoceroses and those blue parrots that went extinct in 2018.
I just realized I spent all that time drawing Bulbagoth's other arm and it's killed, and it's completely obscured by 3 characters on the left.
Rip.
My favorite anime, the one that I'm currently keeping up with, is Boku no Hero. Definitely is not my favorite. My favorite one of all time would be Kill la Kill, followed by Canyon Stalking and Madoka Magica. Gurren Lagann was also great.
Yes. Full Metal Alchemist?
Full Metal Alchemist. Here's the thing, Full Metal Alchemist is not my favorite anime of all time, but I will repeatedly attest that it is the best anime of all time.
Hell yeah.
Like, even if it's not my favorite, it does so many things right, and so many things, like, really... It does so many things right, or well, that it doesn't have the faults of even my more favorite anime. That's the big advantage it has. It wraps everything up very perfectly.
I wish I could go back in time to taste the banana that went extinct.
The thing about actually the whole Alexandria thing, that's actually a misconception, because a lot of the information from Alexandria actually was copied to a second location, if I remember correctly. Like,
Yeah, it ended up in the Middle East.
yeah, in Babylon and stuff like that. It would have been lost had it not been for one of the rulers of the time. Whenever a book came through his country, the orders were copy it and make a duplication of it. So basically, due to his actions, which were really fucking smart, they were able to save so much information. And that's why, like, that was just really important to them. That was good that he did that. But the thing about Alexandria being lost, otherwise we would have been in the space age and stuff, largely that I have found has actually kind of just neglected the rest of the world in that statement. Because, like, I mean, there's all this information that came out of the Middle East. Kind of gets pushed aside. Here, I'm gonna wrap up. I think maybe I'll start just doing this. Like, any D&D games I'm in, I'll just draw the entire party and stuff. Do like a stream talk where I just recount one or two of the stories party. Because this is gonna be going up in a video. It's gonna just be a playback of me drawing this, and then I'll just be sharing a really funny story. For this one will actually be from before this guy, Edgar, left, joined up. But it will be basically when we had a total of 10 wolves and 2 dire wolves in the party, and it was fucking amazing. Anyway, I'm really hungry, so I'm gonna go get some burger